I am so excited to tell you today about this house that I have for sale. The best part, I'm just going to tell you right away, the best part about the house is the ROI, the return on investment. It is 16.1%. I'm not even kidding, 16.1%. I'm so excited to tell you about this house. It's not the house I'm standing in, but I'm going to tell you what I am doing in this log cabin and why I'm feeling really guilty about my husband not being here and where is he, which has to do with the climate of buying properties in Detroit for investment purposes. It's quite interesting, so I'm excited to tell you all that. So let's get started. We only sell between 1 and 3 houses a month. In this video, I'm going to tell you about one of them. In my other video, you can see that I just made yesterday where outside the bay water was perfectly glass calm where I'm at. But anyway, in that other video, you can see 2 other houses that I have for sale. So if you are interested in purchasing a house in Detroit, either now or if you know of a later date that you want to purchase, for sure, let me know so I can pencil you in. And the only reason I have these houses available, I had somebody penciled in for those other 2 in that video I just showed you that was ready to buy them, but then coronavirus hit and it affected his business. And then I've got a different situation with this one, which I will tell you about. But first, I want to tell you about Detroit and what's going on. So it's coronavirus time. We're all kind of under quarantine here. And I picked a really nice place to quarantine. This is my mom's cabin in northern Michigan. And if you want to be like a Michigander, you would call this up north. So I'm up here in this cabin and she rents this out by the week during the summer. And this week she didn't have anybody. So I said, perfect, I'm going to call it quarantining. I'm going to take my computer and work while I'm there. And I actually made a video about it. So if you want to see her video about her cabin, if you're ever interested in renting it, go for it, check that out, and her contact information is in there too. So why I'm feeling guilty, here I am in this beautiful place with all these waves crashing out there, and my husband is in Detroit searching hard for the next investment property to buy. So it's getting harder and harder to find properties where we can make sure that your ROI is at a double-digit number. So let me backtrack and tell you who I even am. I'm Monique Burns. My husband and I have our own investment properties in Detroit. It has gone super well for us, so we started doing this for other people too. And so what we do is we buy the houses ourselves in Detroit. That way we have control over the neighborhood because my husband is really good. He grew up in Detroit, but he knows Detroit. He knows Detroit. He knows how to find the best neighborhoods that will make the best investments. So we buy the houses ourselves, we renovate them ourselves, we have a crew, which is really vital in Detroit, is to have a crew that knows how to renovate houses for the right amount of money. Once they're renovated, I find the tenant for the houses. I think I'm pretty good at it. That's another risk factor. When you invest in Detroit, you have to make sure you have the right tenant. And then we sell these houses to investors all over the country and all over the world. In 2015, we started a property management company and we tracked it for a good 5 years of what was their true ROI. Once maintenance happened, people moved out, different things are going to happen when you buy an investment rental property. And we calculated that it came to between 9 and 15%. The 9% one kind of makes me mad because that guy had a tree fall through his garage roof and he wouldn't use his insurance to get it fixed. So I kind of think we're really a double-digit ROI company, and I'm gonna just claim it, but I still have to say the 9 just in case. So be sure you give my video a thumbs up and subscribe because I have other properties that come up. I have other things going on. I'm currently in the process of making a whole series on renting to people that have Section 8, which is government-backed rent money, which is a wonderful thing. Another thing that helps keep your risk down. So here's my video about that. And there's also pros and cons about it. So I made a video about the pros and cons as well. if you're interested in anything that has to do with renting to people with Section 8. So right now, my husband Pat, he's in Detroit looking for a house, and the house I'm going to tell you about in this video that we have for sale, we bought it in 2018 during the Wayne County tax auction. And you want to talk high risk. That is high risk, but we did it. We bought several of them that year. This year, because of coronavirus, there is no tax auction. So that is another reason that the prices of all these houses are going up, because people that are selling now don't have to compete with the tax auction prices. And the way the prices are set for the tax auction is, so if somebody has a house and they don't pay their taxes, this happens to a lot of investors who trust their property management company to pay the taxes on their behalf. Don't ever do that. Pay your own taxes. But so a lot of people have lost their houses if they go 3 years without paying the taxes. So what the county does is they then sell the houses to recoup what they lost in taxes. So 3 years of taxes, you can get a house for pretty darn cheap, but not this year. So this particular house we bought in 2018, and when you buy a house in an auction, you can't get in it. And this one had a couple of squatters in it, so we definitely couldn't get in it. But when we bought it, we were in for quite the surprise and couldn't believe what was in the backyard. Another house. What a good investment. So we got into the house, and what a monster to renovate this was. So the front house, I'll show you the videos of it as I talk. The front house is a big, beautiful Detroit house. I just love the woodwork in there. We had to refinish all the hardwood. We had to totally rebuild that kitchen. There was no furnace. I made a video about furnaces in Detroit and how they get stolen all the time in a vacant house, or even in a house with a squatter, there's sometimes no furnace. So not only did it have no furnace, but it was set up for a boiler, which meant that we needed to put central heat in there, which meant that we had to do all the duct work. So that was a big old job. And then the plumbing and the electric were a disaster. So that took a lot of time and money, and we got all that going. And we had to build a whole new kitchen in both the front house and the back house. I think they came out absolutely beautiful. I don't have a video of the basement because that day that I was videoing, our crew was in there still putting in the furnace. So the back house had missing walls, missing floors in some areas. So our guys rebuilt the walls, and it had like literally no kitchen. They put a kitchen in there. I remember going to see it and saying, what is this room? As I was looking down at the ground underneath in this little room, and they're like, that's a bathroom. Like, doesn't look like it to me, but they did a beautiful job, and it's got a beautiful real floor now, and a tub and a sink, and you know, it looks good. And that house also needed a furnace and ductwork. It was a lot. We put a lot into this house, but the good thing is it's rented, and they've been there since November of 2019. They have no intentions of moving. So if you were thinking about buying this, I don't see this family moving much. The house was set up with one electric bill, which is DTE. So that was electric and gas bill. So we're like, whoa, got to rent this to one family. And I did. I was able to rent it to one family. So in the back house is who I call the main renter. And it's a granddaughter and her two little children, sweet little family. And they're in the 2-bedroom, 1 full bath back house. And in the front house is her grandmother, who gets government money that I think with fair housing laws, I'm not allowed to like give away her age or why she gets government money, but you can probably figure that out. But she gets government money every month. It's not changing. And she's got 2 sisters living there with her that are also in the same situation where they get the government money. And the daughter in the back house is a caregiver, which is more government money, for her grandmother in the front house. And the daughter in the back house also works at a nursing home. And they have been totally solid on paying rent. And during coronavirus, the owner, it's our business partner that owns this house, he had some changes go on for him in his own business when coronavirus happened. So he said, call them and see if they need a payment plan, right when we all went under quarantine. And I called, and I got the granddaughter in the back house, and she was actually offended. No, we pay our bills. We don't owe anybody anything. Why would you think I needed help? I'm like, sorry. That's the kind of tenant we like. And we're currently working on getting this house city certified, which means that we're going through the whole lead test thing, which is required in Detroit, and it's about $500 a house to get them lead tested. We're not worried about passing because we repainted everything anyway. This house is so renovated. And so when we go to get the little stuff ready for the city inspector, we'll be going through and getting whatever other little maintenance things the tenants need. So buying this house right about now is ideal because everything will have been just taken care of. So any other maintenance issues that come up will be very minor. I recommend buying it now. Obviously I don't recommend buying these houses. I wanted you to see the stuff that my husband is seeing when he is out house shopping and the prices that they are asking for. Are you kidding me? These houses require like new walls and they've got problems and mold and they're a complete redo, and there's no double-digit ROI for anybody buying them at the prices that are being asked for right now. So I'm hoping we can find something. Be sure you stay in touch and subscribe and hear our progress with that. If you want to learn more about my Detroit investments, look at this playlist here and check out my Section 8 playlist I'm working on right now here. And be sure you subscribe. And there goes my face with the latest upload. Thanks for watching.